this is the thing. This is where you can really out the bigots. And this one is unbeknown to them. There is actually a player in the Irish squad who picked Ireland over Scotland, and I've never heard them mentioned once by the media. And it's a guy called Alex Pearce. He was born in England, played for Scotland under 19s, played for Scotland under 21s, and then was eligible to play for the Republic of Ireland at competitive level and chose them. And I've never heard one guy say, I'm going to boo him on Friday. You know what I mean? So it doesn't really matter to him. I mean, it's, as you say, a vast majority are fine. But for the uninitiated, here's the reality. There was an event in Ireland that was called a genocide that happened in the 1800s that made the diaspora to spread all over the world. Fucking deal with it and get on with it.
See the thing as well, though, when we keep saying, and it's well, you did touch on it already, saying McGeady, he didn't choose Ireland over Scotland. I mean, he was playing for Ireland.
Well, I think the thing was
the bottom line is Aidan McGeady is Irish.
Exactly, aye.
Aidan McGeady is Irish. That's the bottom line. He's not a foreign national playing for Ireland. He is Irish. He saw himself as an Irishman to a young boy, so he's Irish. If I tried to explain this to a Scotland fan who had someone about McGeady when the draw was first made, right? And I tried to, and this guy isn't a Rangers fan, like, and it was just the McGeady, you wee traitor sort of thing, and it wasn't any sort of vitriol or that, like, no. And I says, you're having a bit of a laugh there, I says, but say you move to America. I says, you and your wife moved to America, right? And you have a child. Is that child Scottish or is American? He says, he'll be Scottish. He's my son. I says, so he thinks himself Scottish. He then has a son. Does he get to say Scottish or does he get to say he's American? He says, well, he's Scottish if he wants to be. I says, there you've just proved my point. Do you know what I mean?
Everybody in America identifies himself as something American.
It's a land of immigrants.
What on earth is the fucking problem? I just don't understand what the problem with that is for people. But we know what the problem is, and they should just stop pushing for the vote. Say, we despise anyone who's Irish, Catholic, and has a Celtic connection. There is a substantial amount of people in this country who think like that. And the vast majority of them won't be anywhere near that game. And good, because I hope everybody has a great day. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I couldn't give two fucks about international football. But I'll sit and watch that game, and I'll fucking enjoy it, and, that's it. I hope everybody enjoys it. But it's this... For the people who should know better, I mean, the Daily Record, every single day I've seen it getting retweeted, their phone-ins, should McGeady get booed, this, that, and next thing, and Gordon Strachan said it was just ignorant stupidity, you know what I mean? Just let the guy get on and play football.
That's the most annoying thing about the Scottish media, especially the Daily Record, is like, when is the clash of two football teams so close to each other not fucking enough? You know what I mean? For the headlines. Why you gotta all religiously delve into the there's a cultural and religious divide here that we may be able to exploit for some sort of tabloid sort of press, and you're going, fuck off. You know what I mean? Let's just concentrate on the football. It's going to be a great night. It's going to be a great atmosphere, and hopefully it's going to be a great game. But I mean,
obviously there'll be nothing along those lines when Scotland come to Ireland next year.
No. God no.
No, I mean, see the difference between the two countries is, right, and see, try to explain this to people as well. Like the Scotland fans will be able to come to Dublin and go anywhere.
Integrate, totally.
Right? Mm-hmm. But if the Ireland fans can't just go to anywhere in Glasgow, as we know.
No.
Do you know what I mean? So that is the difference, like, and this it comes down to Celtic. It comes down to Celtic Rangers as well. Obviously, that's a huge part of it. It's down to people's dislike of Celtic. To be honest, even above Ireland, it's just about against Celtic.
It's bigots that live in this country.
It's bigotry. That's bigotry.
Right. But I mean, half of the Irish supporters you say, they'll know of a clue.
Oh.
I think they'll have a great time. Do you know what I mean?
They'll not be able to see the game for their fucking top hat falling out of their eyes. No.
And their big fucking pushing boots and stuff like that.
Their leprechaun beard blowing out of their eyes.
I must admit, see all the leprechauns if they're walking up Argyle Street with the Tartan Army. I reckon we should just have big like furniture vans, get the lot of them in and fuck the lot of them in the Clyde. That's what I would do.
Fuck's sake, that's genocide, just.
People just want to enjoy themselves, for God's sake.
But the thing is, I remember seeing a documentary on McGeady. I don't know if it was BBC or something. And it was just basically the reason he went for Ireland was he wanted schoolboy football, and his father had said to him, "We need to get you schoolboy football." And either Scotland didn't offer it for him or they didn't have it at the time. Yeah. That's why he went there.
I thought he'd always promised his grandfather.
No, I think he said he'd always identified himself as being Irish, and people asked him when he was younger, you know, and it shows you a video of him, you know, doing the old Maradona with a golf ball. And he was wearing an Ireland jersey with the opal on the front. But then when he sort of explained, you know, how it became that he got closer to the Irish football, sort of the FAI, it was to do with schoolboy football, because either Scotland didn't have it or they didn't offer it to him. And his father was like, well, you got to go where the football is, you know? So, I mean, in that respect, Scotland fucked up. But also, I imagine McGeady would play for Ireland anyway. But then again, didn't Ryan Giggs play under 17 football for England?
No, England schools.
England schools, that's what it was, yeah.
Aye. But just, I have to say, when Jason talked about the left row, have any of you ever reached the stage in your football supporting life and thought, you know what, today I'm going to wear a big, massive jester hat to the game?
I have done that.
Oh my God. It's never crossed my mind.
Seriously, you've not done that, Joe, have you?
I did that once.
Oh.
Why? I want to know your thought about it.
It wasn't a big... Here, listen, I still have the jester hat. It's here in this room somewhere.
Joe, don't you want to put you down? Joe, if you want to enjoy yourself, Joe, you just do what you want. Right?
Hey, hang on a minute here, right? Before
Joe, when we get to their age, we'll probably like that as well.
Paul's made a valid point here, and I want to delve a bit deeper. Joe, what was your sort of inspiration to wear the jester hat to the football?
I'll tell you exactly what happened. Now, it wasn't a premeditated thing, like. It was, I must have been 23, 24. And I was going over on the boat. I think I might have been back on a holiday from living in America, not too sure. And I went over on the boat with my mate Colin and an army mate of his. And I went over, and of course, it was the lads' holiday on the boat, steaming, back on the bus all the way to Glasgow. Maybe you're walking up to the game and they're selling you shit and you just can't stop taking money out of your pockets.
Yeah, I mean, a lad's holiday to Ireland to the Celtic game. What you want about?
You know what I mean? It was I don't mean a holiday. You know what I mean? It was kind of...
In other words, a day trip.
A day trip,
So, Joe, what do you say? Do you know that occasion when you've walked up to the game and you can't stop yourself buying a jester hat? I've got no idea what you're talking about.
He was selling a jester hat and it had bells on the end.
Oh,
and
I've seen guys selling them. I've also looked at the fucking weirdos buying them.
So I bought a jester hat and it seemed like a good idea at the time. I still have a jester hat. I break it on Halloween. You know what I mean? So it's not a complete loss. Right? Apart from my dignity and reputation.
I'm definitely in the Paul Larkin camp here, but there's no two ways about it. I'm taking sides.
Here, listen, it's hardly like those lads. You know those lads that wear fucking chainmail to England games.
I bought a Celtic deerstalker once. Not a deerstalker. What do you call the ones? Not the ones with not a deerstalker.
The Sherlock Holmes jokes?
No, hang on. What do you call the ones like the lumberjacks there?
They'll Davy Crockett hat.
Aye, I bought one of them one day when it was absolutely Baltic. They called the furry flaps down there in my ears. That was it.
So I'm still thinking of you go walk up to the game with like Sherlock Holmes.
That's exactly what I thought. Elementary, my dear Harbour.
I've smoked a pipe and played football a few times. Right?
It was the Golden Virginia.
Oh, man. So, it'll be a good event.
So just to add to that, I would put in your tartan army with the kilts and the big feathers sticking out of the bonnets. They were the ones, the big feathers that poke your eye out and stuff like that. Then your leprechauns, any Welsh fan dressed up as leeks, and that English mob dressed up as Richard the Lion hat with chainmail and stuff like that. Furniture van with a lot of them, drapped off the Squinty Bridge, right into the Clyde. That's what I would do. That'd be my... Aye. I've no time for any of that nonsense whatsoever.
I'll tell you who else I would go with them with. It'd be that fucking Sheffield Wednesday band that follow England everywhere. They only know 3 fucking songs.
Aye, that trombone when they don't blow, I'll tell you. If they get shoved where the sun don't shine.
Yeah.
Imagine you just went up and bought a ticket and you end up sitting next to them. Oh, God.
Yeah, totally off topic, right? But I don't know, Jason, if you've seen this today. I don't know if this was recent, but the Everton fan...
I can explain this.
Packing his nose and then wiping on the wall.
By the way, that's unbelievable how many folk have watched that. See if you watch it again. It doesn't he? He scratches his nose and see the woman's his wife.
All right.
It just looks like
that's what you're talking about.
I think it looks like Paul's in a
watch
snather.
it again. He doesn't pick his nose. Watch it again. And the two of them have been on some Everton site explaining it. It's his wife. He was dating something there. Well,
his
nose. There's been millions of folk have watched that calling. See all the Everton sites, you disgusting rat, you've shamed our club and all this.
But see, but see if it was his wife, he's more than. I mean, he's allowed to pick his nose and put it in.
I thought there was going to be a furniture van arriving for him just shortly.
Well, to be honest, he could have been in the furniture van. He had a hooded tap on with an Everton tap over the top of it, so you're just, that's not on either. What's going on there?
Is that a no-no? Jersey there.
For God's sake, man. Aye, it's all right if you're like early teens. You know, early teens, that's all right, but come on.
Oh, Joe, you're going to have to start rethinking everything here.
Hey, hold on a second. We've had a phone call. Who's there?
What? Hello, is that Joe?
Yes.
Joe, my name's David Leslie. How you doing?
How you doing, anyway?
I'm not so bad. I called in there. I've not been able to listen to the show, but I called in there and you're all talking about people picking their noses. I just, if you don't mind, I wonder if I can ask you a question for that panel, basically on the team and what they can do individually and collectively to improve our game. Because, I'm delighted that our team's doing really well. Still an awful lot of misplaced passes and guys stumbling over the ball. And the other thing I'd like to ask if you get any insight in the guys that what kind of training they actually do. I mean, I cast my mind back to Big Pierre, and when he came in the Hampden season, he couldn't heed about. He saved himself at the end of the season. He was absolutely majestic in there. I think we could progress big time as a team, if we could work on, some of the things we've been able to turn on the ball quick. So that's my question. By the way, I don't often listen live because I usually look to, I'm driving in Newcastle when I'm going to do my work, and it's always a great listen, so thanks very much for all that. All the sort of boring hours that it might have been that you've turned into interesting drives. I hope that's not too sycophantic for you.
No, you're right, David.
Good, David, thanks you.
The truth is, David, we weren't taking calls tonight. Actually, I thought you were somebody else, to be honest with you. But listen, seeing as you're on now, we may as well just go ahead and answer your question. Basically, what do we think about the team as it is now? You're trying to say, more or less?
No, I just want to know what each of ourselves collectively or individually could do to improve our game. For example, Matthews looks sort of tentative at the moment.
Well, the first thing we could do is start listening to this fucking podcast.
Well, I'll go first then. I'll go first if you don't mind, Davey. Right? Me and Paul, I don't know if you heard last week's show, we were at a question and answer thing.
That was some conversion.
Aye, I know. So the kind of thing that came through to me was what he's trying to install is it's not rocket science, it's kind of like, it sounds a bit like the kind of Barcelona model, but obviously he's not got the personnel to execute it then. But I think he needs strong legs in his team. He needs people that are very fit, and he wants to minimise the length of the passes. He wants short passes. So he wants them to work in triangles, identity triangles, such. I think that's the kind of way he was looking at it. But I think he wants very, very fit players that aren't going to pass the ball too far. And obviously our passing has to get better. So basically he's driven up the wall as well by them losing the ball and wasting balls and stuff like that. And I think that's where he's going. But interestingly enough, earlier on I mentioned about speaking about Roy Keane's book. And I thought it was interesting when he signed for Celtic, Roy Keane couldn't believe the amount of ball work Celtic done compared to what Man United did. And I thought that was really interesting, that Gordon Strachan had the players playing with the ball all the time. And I know Roberto Martinez at Everton does that. He doesn't have players running about the park at all. He has them running with the ball at their feet because he sees nobody really in a football park because only any lengths he runs rather than have the ball at their feet. And he says you're using different kind of muscles then. But I think with Dial with the short passing, but I've not got the answers anyway. I don't know what Paul or Hart.
No, that was interesting. It was just that when you put that in context, I really like Beaton's up there. Like he can't get anywhere near the team yet. Big Charlie, he's quite fond of the sort of big long diagonal.
Right.
So maybe just not does more in training. I don't know. But no, sorry, it was a Paul was going to speak with.
No, just Jason said. I think he wants legs in January. He wants to have a much higher pressing game, and I think you know, with the players we've got, I mean, it's you can see the ones that are maybe going to be struggling in this kind of new setup. Commons being the obvious one.